somebody, even if you gotta leave. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah. Sometimes we laugh and sometimes we cry, but I guess you know now, baby. I took a half and she took the whole thing. Slow down, baby. We took a trip, now we on your block, and it's like a ghost town.
I low-key need to find somewhere to take my camera to get fixed because I accidentally knocked it over again when it was in a tripod the other day. And it's not broke, but it need to be fixed. Like, it won't... I can still record perfectly fine. Like, that's not the problem. But it got some other issues going on with it. Like, it won't fold back down. It's not funny. And I was in the process of finding a place to get it fixed before, because apparently Best Buy or whatever don't do it, or whatever the case may be. I had like my little screws, the little tiny screws in my camera kept coming out on my flip screen, but that's not a problem because I just ordered all these tiny little screws off of Amazon and I was just able to screw them back in myself and fix it. But now, since I accidentally knocked the tripod over, no secure part on the back of the tripod where you slide the camera in, that on the piece that'll give you, which looked like this, so it wound up falling over. This is the piece for the camera. So you screw this into the bottom, and then this part slides into the ring light, which doesn't really keep it as secure. There's nothing keeping it from falling out if you was to accidentally hit it or something, but it's all good. I am about to go to the park and take a walk because I ain't been going. Summertime came. It's September now, but when the summertime came and it started getting like real hot, like late 80-90 degree weather, is when I stopped walking because I'm not about to pass out. It's only one porta potty on that trail before you even start walking on the trail. It's before you even get into the woods and everything like that. So once you actually get to walking, and like, I'm familiar with it now, but it's still big enough to the point where, as though if I need to use the bathroom, I'm not going to make it back in time if I gotta walk all the way back out to where I started at. So I be trying really not to drink water like that, so I don't have to get the urge to use the bathroom while I'm out there, because I'm gonna wind up going to myself, and I'm not doing that. So if I do take water, sometimes I'll just take it and sip it lightly to the point where I still have more when I come back, or I just do it in increments so it's not all filling up my system at one time and then I gotta like pee. Go take a walk. I'm in the process of eating a little bit of fruit before I go. I haven't eaten anything and I don't want to be out there just hungry, so I normally don't be out there that long. So what I'm gonna do is just eat the fruit while I'm here to give me like some nourishment or whatever before I get to walking, and I'll probably be out there for like maybe like an hour and a half. I at least want to try to get some walks in before the summertime is like officially over. I don't know, maybe I'll still walk in the fall, depending on it depends. I'll probably still walk in the fall. I don't know, maybe like the fall and the spring into early summer is how I'll start doing it. And then maybe like the point in the summer where it started getting real hot into fall, and then the winter time I could just exercise in the house. Walking really just be like helping to like clear my mind and stuff like that, and just like mentally release, because I'm actively finding a way to de-stress. Walking for me regardless is long as I take a walk, but I think it helps a lot better when you walk without listening to anything. So what I'll do is like I'll have a certain amount of time I walk and I'm listening to music, and then a certain amount of time where I walk and I might listen to some YouTube videos. Like I watch all kind of different stuff, so motivational stuff, spiritual stuff, a funny video just to pass the time, whatever I'm in the mood to watch. And then I might sit down on the bench and just like not listen to nothing and just take in all the nature. And then like for another period of the walk, I'll take both my headphones out, and then I'll just be walking just with the sounds of like the birds and the trees, the helicopters, or whatever is going on. It feels, I don't know, for me it's just like a sort of relief, just spending time in nature and just like distressing and just relaxing in what's around me at the time, and listening to birds and stuff like that, and just like the leaves going on the trees if the wind is blowing enough, or just like the outer sounds. It just make it more peaceful to me. So like even when I go to the beach, I like to wake up early and go sit on the beach and read, or just listen to the ocean and the seagulls, or whatever the case may be. It gives me a sense of peace. I have to finish eating this fruit and then go take this walk. I only walk for like an hour. I want to go to the car wash, and I'm probably gonna go home and make like a parfait or something. I wanted to make a smoothie bowl, but I couldn't find a base that I needed in the market, so I just got yogurt, and I was like, whatever, I'm just going to put granola and fruit and honey or whatever in it. I'm hot, I'm a little sweaty, so I need to go home and take a shower. I was trying to sit out at the bench and like film a little bit in the park or whatever before I left, but for some reason bees just want to be all in my face, and I'm not about to get stung, so I guess I'm just not going to be recording on the bench today. I'm out right now. I had to stop by the mall real quick, but I got another appointment that I need to be heading to like right now, and I need to get gas after I leave here. But it feels good today. I feel good today. I look cute today. But I would just jump on here to say that because I didn't start this until like literally now, when I'm about to have to go to my nail appointment.
Exacto. Al que no quiere, entonces yo al inicio comencé a tirar así, porque así es como el mercado tradicional. Pero viendo acá,
I just stopped and got gas. I'm about to go home. I'm hungry, so I'm about to make some guacamole just to have something that's like a healthy snack. I got some Doritos, and I think some cheddar and sour cream chips in there. The Doritos are sweet chili. Like, I'm trying to eat snacks that's like a little bit better, but at the same time still eating some of the stuff that I like, because I don't have to completely switch out everything. It's just like as far as like the meals and things that I'm eating, and just slowing down on the cakes and stuff, but I do still have it. I'm just not eating it so much. So I'm about to go home. Oh, I just left my nail appointment. Probably can't even see, it won't focus. But that's what I'm about to do. It's beautiful outside. It's not too hot. It should be getting cold probably by what, the end of September, October. I know it'd be cold by Halloween, or chilly by Halloween. So
I'm feeling vibes on vibes. I'm freaking dynamite. I blow your candle lights. You know I'm just that type. No, them no fit kill my vibe. Them no fit kill my vibe. No fit kill. Them no fit kill. Them no fit kill my eyes. My set full of the stars. you can never kill my vibe. But there with no sacrifices. Everything was taken, you had to make it. Vibe killer, me I no go take shit. Vibe killer. If you get sour, come on, go and sit down. I go just para, come on, my jigger. I go just stay, follow my lead. I'm feeling vibes all night. I'm fucking dynamite. After your candle light, you know I'm just that type. No, nothing kill my vibe. Nothing kill my vibe. You nothing kill, you nothing kill, you nothing kill my vibe.
You see my bitch, say she act bad. Anytime I knock it out. No rubber band. Every time I put down, they show me that. If I know pull out, she got my back. Although you cool, I'm happy that. Although you cool, say everything I do is for my woman. Anything I talk, where you talk, I go do. Me, I know they see another girl for my visuals. Loving you, now in my ritual.
I've been all in my phone, I got options. And I don't wanna tell you to drop it, but I don't wanna play your fair. Yeah, something that makes me look at you too often. Oh, baby, you can give it something. Baby, I can run all the time. Baby, I'm talking crazy. I need you running my space, but I need it, baby, I'm late, but I still can check in with you. I know that I need my friends, but I wouldn't wanna leave, you know I wouldn't wanna bleed, even my heart, my mind, and my body. Say it, my mind, and my body, my body. Say it, my mind, and my heart, my body.
So I was watching it was like a motivational speech from Jim Carrey. I never heard Jim Carrey give a speech. Like, I wanted to see what he had to say, and I know like throughout the years he transitioned from like with his funny acting and everything that he's been doing to like being in his like his spiritual self and stuff like that. I wanted to hear the speech because also I wanted to hear what the message was and what he was saying. This part is just something that I put together a little bit, that I wrote some notes and everything on. Like I took my favorite quotes and stuff like that I felt like he, that I really liked, that I felt like he said, or different things that he said throughout the speech. So this part is not really gonna be too long, excuse me, but you absolutely have to show up for yourself. You absolutely have to root for yourself. You have to be your own biggest fan and really clap for yourself. I just think that it's really important for you to believe in yourself, especially when you trying to, and this is for like anybody who's just trying to do something with themselves in life, just period. Like, I think that it's very important that you show up for yourself and that you believe in yourself and that you push yourself to be the best that you could possibly be, especially if you don't have nobody in your corner to really like root you on and stuff like that. Now I'm just saying in general, like, but I just find that it's really important. And I understand that we all have our days, because I have plenty of mine, but I think that it's okay for us to have our days and stuff like that, but you also need to be able to pull yourself out of it. It's okay that we all take our days and you know, have days where we're not feeling so up to par. We just need time to go off and do our own thing, or just spend time within ourselves to figure out our own shit and whatever, and that's cool. But I just believe that you should always be able to pull yourself out of it, especially when you don't have nobody else to do it. And like I said, this is just in general, my idea of thinking of some stuff that I think will be helpful to other people. So as long as you just don't stay in it, you know, get active, do something to take your mind off of it, because like it's really, really important that you are able to show up for yourself when need be, or like when you really trying to do different things out here to really take yourself to another level. Sometimes our personal things, or just whatever we're going through within ourselves, or other people could just take over there sometimes. So, you know, but a part of that being tied into the speech that he gave, one of the questions was just, are you making decisions based on fear or love? And I thought that was a really good question, because are you making decisions like based out of fear or love? And that's something that I also had to ask myself and be able to sit down and go within myself and be like, damn, like, am I making decisions out of fear or love? And he also said that most of us make decisions out of fear disguised as practicality, which I agree to, because when it comes to trying to do something bigger in the world, or trying to achieve something bigger than yourself, I feel as though that a lot of us do make decisions out of fear based on practicality, because it's what makes sense. It's in the norm. It's the logical thing to do. And I think in addition, like he said, that is because you don't believe that what it is that you want to do is even possible to be done. It seems out of reach or even ridiculous to accomplish, and that is exactly what he said in that last part, that it was out of reach and ridiculous to expect or be able to achieve, because it just doesn't seem realistic. So even if I feel as though even if you think you're making a decision out of practicality or disguising it as practicality, like he said, it's just a disguise. It's something that you're just covering up. For some people, not all, but I feel as though that's the case. Like, you're making the decision that makes sense, because what your dreams is, or what you want to do or possibly want to put out into the world, just doesn't seem realistic. So when it comes to that, we find ourselves settling. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm settling in this, that, and the third. I'm just saying we as people, I think that makes us settle and choose things or be happy with the things that like we really don't want, or just what we think is within our reach, because we don't think that it can be done, or like we're just settling for the next best thing. This is where I incorporated self-concept, because I believe that a part of making those decisions out of fear, or settling for what we think is good enough for us and not what we think we can achieve within ourselves, and thinking that what we actually want to do is so out of reach, or like it just can't happen. I think that that ties into self-concept. And self-concept is an individual's belief about themselves, including attributes such as characteristics, character, and quality, and who and what the self is, which can affect our motivations, attitude, and behaviors. It is shaped by the beliefs that we have about ourselves and our abilities, and character traits, also shaped by how you feel about the way that you think that you are. Doing my research and looking at different articles and stuff like that, people had different components to how they wanted to break it down. So one website said it was 3 common parts of self-concept. Another one said it was like 7 parts to self-concept. So I'm just gonna keep it simple and go by the 3. The first one, ideal self. is one part of self-concept. That part is the visions and ambitions of who you aspire to be. Real self, which is also self-image, how you currently see and perceive yourself. And then self-image, which is how much worth and value you believe you have. So just a little background that I wrote on that. Many factors can influence your self-concept, such as education, media, appearance, culture, abuse, relationships, gender, income, and age. A way to help with your self-concept would be to try to become more aware of your negative thoughts, engage in positive self-talk, have self-compassion, not being so hard on yourself, and challenge your negative thinking patterns. What? Negative thinking? What am I saying? And challenge your negative thinking patterns. So for me, what I like to do is when I catch negative thoughts and stuff coming up, I like to change it and switch it around right there and like turn it into something positive, or find a way to reconstruct it into something to where as though it's just not a negative thought anymore. Channel it into something that makes you feel good, so that it doesn't continue to lurk in your mind being a negative thought, and then changing how you feel and like different stuff like that. So I don't know, I just listened to that speech and then learning about self-concept and stuff like that. It all just tied together with, I think, in my videos, those videos that have been about, you know, building your self-confidence or pulling yourself out of dark places that you're in for the moment and stuff like that. I just feel like this all incorporates with each other, and that speech really came in handy because I really did like a lot of things that he said, and I really liked a lot of ways of how he views stuff, and especially with not believing that what we want to achieve can be achieved, stem from when he was saying that his father, Jim Carrey's father, actually wanted to pursue a career in being a comedian, but he didn't think that that was possible for him. So what he did was he settled for what was he thought was good enough or realistic, and got like a real job, a 9-to-5 job or whatever. People have different opinions about what they think real jobs or whatever the case may be, but anyway, that's not the point. His father settled for what he believed was believable for him, and settled because in my mind settled because, like he said, his father didn't believe that what he wanted to do, and him achieving the goal of being a comedian, he didn't feel that it was possible for him. So he went and got a job, a regular job, and wound up being let go. I don't know if it's his quote or if it's like an actual quote or whatever, but he said it in the video, so I didn't look it up. But like I didn't look up if the quote came from him or not, but he said it in the speech, so I edited it because I liked it. You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance at what you do, like what you do want. And I thought that was a pretty decent way to word it and to look at it, and because his father took a chance at what he didn't want because he didn't believe that he could get what it was that he wanted, or what it was that he wanted to achieve. And him even taking that practical route, making that decision out of fear disguised as practicality, he made that decision because that's what made sense. And it failed. It failed him anyway because he was let go of the job, and from then on the family had to do what they had to do to try to make ends meet and stuff like that. And that quote is just everything when it comes to that, because that's even all the more reason to make you want to make you look at life and be like, well shit, I might as well take a chance of what I don't want to do, because if you settle for less, you can fail at it anyway. So why not take the chance to really try to put yourself out there and do and put out what can help the world, or just like anything you want to share in this, that, and the third, because we, like, humans are talented, and when you really put your mind in the right place, you can really do things with it. But I don't know, it was just, I will link the video in my description. I have the original link to the video, which is like 30 minutes long. I came across another video that was, I think it's like, it was just the highlights of the speech, and it's like 8-9 minutes long. So I'll put both of them in the description if I remember when I'm editing the video. Also some quotes that I like by Jim Carrey's speech that I just wrote in here that I thought was, you know, eye-opening, or I just personally like them for myself, and just for in general, because they make sense to me. A little bit. Make a conscious choice to perceive challenges as something beneficial so that I can deal with them in the most productive way. I really like that he said that, because a lot of people don't know how to deal with challenges and things that come up in life, because like it's life is going to happen. It's full of ups and downs. You're going to get obstacles thrown at your way. You're going to get things thrown at your way that's going to take you off your course, and as seeming like it's meant to take you off your course. But that's where you got to stay strong and really know within yourself that you're going to have these challenges come your way, so you need to best be prepared for them. And all of us are in different states of mind, different situations in life, different things going on in our lives, and it's just, you never know what will hit. But I really like that he put it that way, because when you perceive a challenge as something to be beneficial, you can learn how to use it to your advantage in the best way and not let it bring you down. So looking at it in a way to where as though it could benefit you, I think is really wonderful, because you're not looking at it coming from a place of lack. You're looking at it coming from a place of, okay, how is this going to help me? What can I do to use this to help me push forward? You let the universe know what you want, work hard for it, and let go how it comes to pass. This is another thing that I agree with, because, you know, I'm a little spiritual, whatever. I do believe in God and everything like that. I do believe we have a creator. I'm just not a religious person. I'm just more spiritual. You can ask the universe for whatever you want, but you also have to put in the work for it, and you cannot obsess or keep yourself tied to when is it going to happen, when is it going to happen, when is it going to happen. I'm working towards it, it's not happening. Like, you can't do that. You have to put it out there, work towards it, and let it come, as long as you put good intentions out there. The imaginative mind is always manufacturing scenarios, both good and bad, and the ego tries to keep you trapped in the multiplexes of the mind. I feel as though your ego tries to keep you in the limited spaces of your mind. If you listen to your ego, there will always be somebody doing better than you. No matter what you gain, your ego will not let you rest. It keeps you limited within yourself. It was a statement that he made in the speech, and I wrote an answer to, in my mind, what I thought it might have been. So, how tricky is ego that it will tempt us with the promise of something we already possess? My answer to that was, I believe that for some, maybe they operate from their ego, believing that nothing, thinking that, driven to believe that nothing is ever enough, and there will always be a want no matter what they have, because they lack what they really need, which is what they need at their core soul, which is where they lack in the inside of something they're missing. And maybe they don't realize this, right? And I can't tell other people how they operating about what they got going on, from what they got going on in their own lives or whatever they've been through, because I don't know. Society places things on us as humans that make us believe, oh, if we don't have this by this and this by that and have this achieved or whatever the case may be, that we will never be enough. And I had to realize everybody's timing is their own. Everybody's timing is different. Just because somebody made it at 19, somebody made it at 24, somebody started singing when they was 40, it doesn't matter. We all have our own journeys and paths in life. Pick up your light and dare to be seen, which came from a painting that he actually shared in the speech, which is called High Visibility. The painting had 4 different figures on it, and it tied into how, although you should pick up your light and dim it, it's tricky because everybody's attracted to the light. The party goer who believed that unconsciousness was bliss and offered to drink from every bottle that left them empty. And then there's misery, who actually despises the light and cannot stand when you're doing well. Then there's the Queen of Diamonds, who needs a king to help her stack her deck of cards. And I don't know if I'm missing one, but the last one I remember was another figure holding on to the leg of one of the other figures on the picture. And he was said to be saying, please don't abandon me for I have, or please don't leave me behind for I have abandoned myself. And I was like, damn. And it's all these different personalities and egos and people that are attracted to this light, so it can be tricky. And the moral of it is to be able to pick up your light and dare to be seen. You'll come up with your own style. That's part of the fun. I really like that he said that, because often when we're trying to start our own journeys, no matter what it is, we don't always know how we want it to go right away. And maybe for some people they do, and for some people they don't. And I think that as long as you start, you're going to find your way as you go on if you keep going with it. My soul is not contained within the limits of my body. My body is contained within the limitlessness of my soul. And as that shift happens in you, you're able to feel the world, you're felt by the world, and you can learn to embrace it. And this is something that I feel like in my past videos where I try to say, sorry, I took a bite of some fries and shrimp with this garlic butter that I made that I do not want to knock over, so I'm going to move it off the edge. Listening to that and the painting and the meaning behind it and what he put into it and how he correlated it to what he was trying to say and everything, I came up with the question for myself of who are you trying to bring to the light and why? Because with him saying pick up your light and dare to be seen, but it can also be tricky, and then you got so many different egos that's attracted to that same light. It makes me want to ask, who am I trying to bring to the light? Think about it for yourself. On that note, that's really all I have for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. I hope somebody was able to take something from this last part of this video, because I just thought it would be really inspiring. I'm just going to end the video with saying to remember to choose love and not fear. Don't let people think or let things put beliefs on you, or excuse me, don't let what you're going through make you believe that you can't achieve nothing that you want to achieve, or that it's not achievable, or that you have to settle. In some cases it's just best to, in some cases it's best to take a risk. In some cases you probably shouldn't do that, but just remember to always choose love, not fear. Give yourself a chance to explore and see what you can make out of it before you just write it off as being unachievable, or you know, that would never work in a million years. And I'm about to eat my food because my fries is already cold. Remember, choose love, not fear, and I'll catch you in the next video.